Welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this is the Thunder Show, aka WLTV, Wine Library TV. Vaniac's there, GV here. Let's taste some wine because that's what we do. Obviously, there is a lot of buzz in the air. Today is a very, very special day. Let's bring out champagne today. Why won't we? Won't we? Why won't we? Why don't we? And that's what we're focusing on. We got three very high-end 95-point champagnes. And so why are we doing that? Because there's a little bit of a celebration in the air here at Wine Library. Number one today, big news, the iPhone is born. And a lot of Vaniacs, I know you're probably in line right now trying to get it. Good luck. I know AJ's in Boston picking me one up. So big shout out to AJ Vchuk. I appreciate it. And I'm excited about that. Number two, the big news of the day. Eric Kastner is at the hospital, possibly having his baby girl, Danica. We know the name. Breaking the news here. Danica Kastner is the news. So please, everybody, all you Vaniacs, please leave a comment wishing Eric and Amy, his lovely wife, good luck. I'm hearing rumors just as I'm about to go on that they may be going home, but it's supposed to happen. Is today the due date? The due date passed.
30th.
Yeah, so it's super close. Could be huge news. We could be welcoming in a new Vaniac to the world. And finally, small little tidbit. I don't know if you caught this, but Time Magazine did a little piece on WLTV today, and it hit the stands today. Mott, give them what they want. The link is right underneath here. It is obviously obnoxiously humbling, and let me start with a huge thank you to all of you guys, because without you, they wouldn't care about me whatsoever. And you know what? It is a huge, huge accomplishment for our movement. Our movement is to make people open-minded about wine, kick the rules in its butt, and change the wine world. We know that. Had a great time in New York City last night with a bunch of Vaniacs, about 40 of us, drank some good vino. It was nice to meet some new ones, and it was great to see some old ones. The Vaniacs were in prime form. Stallion was running around yelling. It was a good time. We had a great time, and I've been blabbering a whole lot. There's all these new Vaniacs watching right now, potential Vaniacs, and I'm like, boy, this guy blabbers a lot. So I apologize, not so much every time. Actually, probably. Let's get into the champagnes, why don't we? What we're starting with is the Duval-Leroy 1996 Femme Brut, which is a very intriguing little wine. It's actually only made in 500 ml sizes, which is very interesting, in between a half bottle and a full bottle. It's mainly a Chardonnay blend. It's 96 vintage, which is a scary, scary good vintage. It's 64 bones, and it is rated 95 points by the Wine Spectator. So, super excited about trying this. I mean, celebration is in the air. So, Vaniacs, come and join me. I'm going to give you a little bit. This is for the homies that aren't watching with us anymore. Like Tony, one of the original great Vaniacs that we haven't heard from in a long time. But I really appreciate it. So, let's give it a little bit of a sniffy sniff. Obviously, a beautiful yeasty component. I get a tremendous, extremely obvious Pillsbury Doughboy baked biscuit flavor on the nose. Like, hee hee, that kind of thing. So that's really going on the nose, which I appreciate. A little subtle lemon zest coming through. Just a little squeeze going on, like on your salad, mixed in as well. Baked bread, that real obvious tone going on in this wine. Let's give it a whirl. Ooh, this is very interesting. A tremendous citrus bomb in your mouth goes off, like a cannon, right into your palate. It attacks the back of your palate. The mid-palate flavors, the transition, are quite interesting. I mean, it keeps a very interesting limestone component, very stony there for a minute, and then again gets very pastry, like cookie dough, and gets very nutty on the finish. I get a very beautiful almond walnut concoction mixed together in a beautiful blend of the two flavors. Well made, very focused champagne. Something a lot of people may not know about me, even the hardcore Vaniacs that have been watching for a long time. I think I did mention this. If I could drink any wine in the world, the desert island wine, the last wine you'd ever have, it would be a champagne. So I adore champagne, and I love to analyze it, and I spend a lot of time with it. It's unfortunate that in this society, so many people look at champagne as a toasting mechanism or a party mechanism. We need to look at it as a drinking mechanism. Champagnes are fantastic for shellfish. They're tremendous substitutes for Sancerre and Chablis in general for me in a lot of fairs. So I would really encourage everybody who's watching this to seek out more champagne and sparkling wines. And there's a lot of junk out there. We're really focusing on the high end, but I'm going to come back with a value show pretty soon. One last smell. A lively graham cracker component comes through on the finish as well, which I like quite a bit. I like this a whole lot. I think Spectator nailed this on the head. This is very serious stuff. I'm going to go 1 point less. I'm going to go 94 points, mainly because that's John Abraham's original number for the New York Jets, and I'm a huge John Abraham fan. John, if you're watching in Atlanta, hit me up. Exceptional stuff. 63 bones for in between a half and a full bottle. It's pricey, but it's special, and it kicks Dom in the nuts. So I think this is something you want to seek out. Tough to find, but you should be able to. It's very, 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 very good stuff. Let's move on. Charles Heidsieck, 1995, Blanc de Blanc. This is a very, very tremendous producer. This is an $80 wine, 95 points, Wine Spectator. This is a 100% Chardonnay. So let's see what we get out of that. So, big news is that we just posted moments ago the finalists to the Wine Library TV t-shirt contest. So right below us in the older episodes, and a link right here on the right side of your webpage, big button for the Wine Library TV finalists. Please, please, please click them up and vote. Watch it. It's awesome. You have to check it out. Let's give it a whirl. Beautiful color on this champagne. Absolutely spectacular. Much more challenging. This is a little bit of a bouquet challenged champagne, which is kind of disappointing. Wow, really quite disappointing. I get a little grapefruit, believe it or not, coming through on this. Once again, a little bit like dry toast coming through as well on this nose. Little hazelnut, but not a whole lot. Nice sour pear coming through, which I like quite a bit. But a little bit, wow. So there's something I call Casper syndrome in wines that really scare me. Casper the Friendly Ghost sometimes disappears. And when a flavor disappears on your palate and goes to really blankness, a cold stare, you've got to be disappointed, and especially if you're going to pay $80 for a bottle of champagne. This wine has a nice pear component coming through on the beginning palate. Great acidity, and then really disappears on my palate. I'm really getting a lack of finish, to be honest with you, and I'm quite shocked given the pedigree of Heidsieck, given the fact that I've been a huge fan of the 90 version of this and many other champagnes from this house, some that have been a fourth of the price. This is a major disappointment on such a special day. Shame, we know Charles Heidsieck's name. We're going to go 88 points on this wine and give it a major pass. I mean, I'm still giving it 88 because clearly it's still a very good bottle of champagne, but definitely not for this price point. Let's move on. That was fun. All right, so now we're getting into something really interesting, something I drink often. This is the Laurent-Perrier Grand Secla champagne, and this is $70, and this is 95 points from our good friend Steven Tanzer, a great wine critic from New York City. Big up to the NY. Really, really nice color coming through, very pretty on the color. Let's give it a smelly smell. This is interesting. This is quite nice on the nose. You know what this actually smells like? This is smells like, do you remember the old wiffle ball bats? The thin yellow ones that you could hit bombs with? This actually smells like the inside of a yellow wiffle ball bat. I get a plastic component. And then imagine in that little hole, remember in that little hole you squeezed remember the lime juice that was in that weird shape like a lime, and you squeezed all of that in there, and you put your thumb in there and you squeeze it all around, and then you smelt that little hole. That's what this wine smells like exactly. Especially if your mom served you baked bread right after that. You're getting a great yeasty component. You are getting that fake plastic inner wiffle ball bat aspect, plus lime juice coming through on the nose as well. It's making it awfully interesting and appealing to me, and hopefully it tastes as good. Let's give it a whirl. So this is extremely sharp and beautiful, very pure. I really like the elegance of this wine. Very intriguing pear, lemon, lime, apple. Granny Smith, perfect green apple flavor coming through, by far the most of any of the three champagnes. It's got a crispness, a cleanness, almost like a Sauvignon Blanc compared to Duval-Leroy's Chardonnay. There's a real refinement to this wine, which I like, an elegance, a balance that I find extremely beautiful. From the bouquet to the first flavor profile you get, to that mid-palate transition flavor that is so overlooked by so many wine fans, and then to the beautiful long finish where I'm still right now, still tasting little Granny Smith candy apple. Remember that little candy apple things you would get? Yeah, thanks, Mom. So really, really elegant, really well made. Beautiful, beautiful structure. I'm going to go 93 points on this champagne. I like it a lot. I'm going to give the championship of the day to the little guy. You got to root for the underdog. I mean, look at this guy. Who won this? This one did. You can't judge a book by its cover, can you? What else do I want to talk about? A lot of new people watching, I'm sure, right now. A couple magazines went out. Huge link right up here. Right at the top corner. Top right corner. Friend me up. Social networks, they're fun. Be my friend. I like that. Facebook on fire. Having a lot of fun with that. Other than that, huge thank you one more time. Crazy humbleness, for a little immigrant boy from Belarus. My mom and dad and I had a nice cry this morning. It was just beautiful. Eric Kastner, knock on wood. Amy, good luck today. Hopefully everything's going great. I have a question of the day. I do that, Mott, right? We do a question of the day. Don't forget, the episode in between yesterday's episode and us right now, down below, is your chance to watch the videos by the famous and infamous and talented Vaniacs. These videos destroy. They kick butt. So check them out. Question of the day. Who are you going to email and rub it in their face to show them the Times link and say, I told you our wine revolution, it's doing something. Just a little bit. Just a tad. We're making a little noise. A little dent. Because you, with a little bit of me, Time Magazine Press, the Monster, Eric K at the office, the hospital, and everybody else involved with this crazy thing, thank you so much. We're changing the wine world, aren't we?